Mouse1 here. Welcome to the devlog for Project 2 of the ScratchVent Calendar Challenge. If you don't know what that is, there'll be a link down below to a video with more details, but to summarise, the ScratchVent Challenge consists of 4 6-day game-making challenges where I get a prompt to include in the game on the first 5 of these days. The first day told me that I needed to make a dungeon crawler game, and I dived straight into placeholder art and prototyping. I actually made a similar sort of game last year with the project Save Santa, so I wasn't going in completely blind, but it was apparent pretty quickly that this would be a more taxing project than the idle game that I made last week. I decided to go for a roguelite sort of experience where you go through and fight off enemies until you die, then you get the opportunity to upgrade certain stats with the coins you earned in your run. The prototype needed a basic movement system, enemies and their AI, the ability to kill enemies, a shop where you upgrade your stats, the UI to display the coins when in the shop, and your health when in a run. I also put together a game over page to display how many rooms you got through before dying and the coins that run earned you. Day 2 gave me the art style prompt storybook illustration, which allowed me to go through and start replacing day 1's placeholder art style. I decided to use a curly cursive style font, which to be honest became super tedious and annoying, and I don't even think it looks that good. It's kind of hard to read, but still, it's what I went with. Choosing a parchment colour for the button backgrounds and the like. I wanted this game to focus on areas that Save Santa didn't. That game really focused on enemy variety, so this time I wanted to focus on creating variety on the player's side. I started to add this by creating an inventory because this would give the player more choice as to what weapon they wanted to use and when to use healing items. The characters given in day 3's prompt were a fairy or elf and a wizard, which cemented the game into having a fantasy theme. I used this clarification to create a sprite for the player and for the specific characters I had to include. I created NPCs that you can unlock as you go through the dungeon, and they will upgrade your stats. There are 5 stats, so I had to create 5 NPCs: a bard for health, a paladin for defense, a knight for attack, the wizard for speed, and a fairy for health regen. And each of these needed a tied up costume and a standing costume. This was inspired by how in Terraria you can find characters like the mechanic or goblin tinkerer when exploring and then untie them to add them to your community. I also needed to create the dialogue boxes for when you save these characters. On day 4 I found out that I needed to include space in my game. To do this I decided to make the enemies a species of alien cyborg goblin, as I felt that this married the space sci-fi aspect with the pre-existing fantasy elements. I also recolored the background to look like a mysterious alien planet and replaced the pink placeholder walls with some sort of space rock. Once all of that was done, I went back to sorting the attack mechanics, creating a stab attack for the basic knife, and then adding in a handful of other weapons. Each of these needed an inventory icon, and I made that so every 10 rooms another weapon becomes available to drop, in hopes that this would add more variety to the runs. To make it so that this is a full game, I added in the princess, whom you have to save to win, and once that was done, I gave each weapon its own special attack to make them feel different and unique. But with the end of the game done, I focused day 5 on the beginning of the game, creating a title screen with the game being called Once Upon a Cyclops Goblin. I then animated the opening cutscene, which outlines the game's plot and your objective of saving the princess. This animation also provided a place to slot in the 3 items I had to include: a paintbrush, a burger, and a lighter, by working them into the images featured. I also created a project thumbnail and added in the rest of the game's sound effects. Because I knew that I wouldn't have the time on day 6, I had a really busy day scheduled. I took a bit of a shortcut and used music from a previous project for this one. From there I just had to get the project shared. If you want to give it a go, click on the link in the description. There'll also be a link to a Google form where if you want to see any of your ScratchVent projects featured in a video, all you have to do is fill that out and I will oblige. If you missed this ScratchVent project, no worries, you can still join in with the next 2 projects, or else if you find these prompts give you some sort of inspiration, it's never too late to get creative and to get scratching. But apart from that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did, it lets me know there's something you want to see more of. Join the Discord, link down below, and I'll see you on Sunday with another video. Bye!